Okay, so this is our last day at Sandals Halcyon, St Lucia, and I wanted to give you guys an honest review. This is an honest review. First thing, the vegetation. The vegetation here at Halcyon is remarkable. Plenty of grown-in green palm trees, flowering bushes, flowering trees, much more than we saw over at the Grand, and even a little better than over at the Majestic in Punta Cana. And a lot of my comments will go back to the Majestic in Punta Cana because that's where we usually go. But vegetation, this place is paradise. People have said that this place, this particular resort, the Halcyon, feels like Hawaii. It's absolutely wonderful. Now, as far as the food here is top-notch, but some people did have some problems. They said that the room service food was not that good, and last night at Mario's, one in our party had a steak, which was fatty, but overall the food is excellent and much, much better than the Majestic. So you do get higher quality food here, and we found that at all the Sandals resorts. Now, let's come down to cost. This place is expensive. This room, we're on the Crystal Lagoon. We have a swim out room, and this was $6,200 for a week. Well, I can get a nice room over at the Majestic resorts in Punta Cana for around $2,000 to $3,000, probably the $3,000 range. And you can go even higher here. You could go up to $15,000 if you wanted to have the brand new rooms or a brand new resort at Sandals. So as far as cost, Sandals is much more expensive, but you do get better food, you do get a little better service. But is it worth the cost of being double, triple what you get over Punta Cana? Really not sure. I'm really not sure. It was a great experience, but was it worth $6,200? I don't know. The staff here are very attentive, no doubt about that. But they all look a little sad here at Sandals Halcyon in St Lucia. They don't have a smile on their face. Over in Dominican Republic, Punta Cana, the people are always smiling, laughing, interacting with you. So staff here are sort of muted and don't interact with you as jovially as they do over at the Majestic in Punta Cana. So as far as staff, I'd say the Majestic, they have the friendlier staff and staff that you want to be around. Here the staff just seem like they're just doing their job and seem a little bit miserable doing their job, which is kind of a shame. Now, coming here to a Sandals, and all Sandals, they do have a shuttle from the airport that's included. Not so at the Majestic in Punta Cana. You have to arrange for your own shuttle. But be aware that the shuttle from Halcyon to the airport in St Lucia is about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes with traffic, and it's a very bumpy ride, winding, going back and forth. So if you have motion sickness, you could have an issue. Now over at Punta Cana, they put in an interstate, so to speak, and so things are much smoother, a little more direct. Probably to get from the Majestic Resort in Punta Cana to the Punta Cana airport is about 20 minutes. So just keep that in mind. But again, the shuttle is included at all Sandals resorts. Now the beach, that's a big one. So the beach in Punta Cana is much nicer than the beach we had at Sandals in Jamaica, at Negril, and the Sandals here at the Halcyon in St Lucia. The sand is sort of dirt, although the water is clear and there's no seaweed. The sand over at Punta Cana is much more that white, beautiful sand. And you just don't see that here at this resort. Although over at the Grand here in St Lucia, the sand was a little more white. So beach goes to Majestic resorts in Punta Cana. Now, as far as levels of service, you should be aware that it's kind of weird. Over here they have multiple levels of service. They have luxury rooms, they have club rooms, they have butler rooms. Having butler service is a waste of time. The butler will walk you to your restaurants, and they're always looking to do things for you. It's not really necessary. The club room gives you a private check-in. Again, is that really necessary? I'm not so sure. And then over here they also have the non-club, which they call luxury, and that you just do everything yourself, but it's really easy. It's really not a problem at all. The only thing is, if you want a really nice room, it's going to be club or it's going to be butler, and it's going to be more expensive. So, but if you're on a budget and you want to go to Sandals Resort, I think if you get their luxury level, which is non-club, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And over at Punta Cana, some of them come with club, some of them come with butler, but the price difference is not that much, and the butlers are not like walking you to your restaurants. They're just there. If you need help with something, they'll help you. So again, at Sandals, I'd say, especially the butler service, not necessary at all. Now, as far as the weather, we're at Jamaica and also at Punta Cana. You might get some rain at night, but here at St. Lucia, we've had rain every day, sometimes in the afternoon. Now, it will rain for maybe 20 minutes, and then it'll clear up and you'll have a partly sunny sky. But it's been raining every day at some point during the day here in St. Lucia. And we're here in June. But we've been in June in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, and if it rained at night or late in the day, but not during the day. So I think the weather is a little better, at least in June, in Jamaica or at Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. Now, also remember that the one nice thing is Sandals is adults only, so there's no kids here. Now, the Majestic Resorts in Punta Cana do allow families, so in the restaurants and the common areas you will see kids. Here at Sandals, no kids at all. And this particular resort, the Halcyon Resort here in St. Lucia, I would say 80% are honeymooners. So it's a very nice young crowd, but not like a spring break crowd. Everybody is well behaved, nobody's over drinking. So the adults only experience is nice, where there's no kids whatsoever. Now, as far as the pools, I would say they have more pools here at Halcyon, St. Lucia, Sandals. They have quiet pools where Sue is swimming in, which is the Crystal Lagoon pool. They have hot tubs, and then of course they have a central pool where all the activities are. Now, they do have quiet pools over at the Majestic Resorts in Punta Cana, and they also have a bigger pool, which is where all the activities are. But one big difference is at that bigger pool, you're going to have kids in there. So it's nice here that there are no kids. But I would say the pools, I like the pools better here at Halcyon, St. Lucia. Beautiful pools. You really feel like you're in paradise, especially in the Crystal Lagoon pool where Sue is swimming. It's really, really, really nice. And comparing the three resorts here in St. Lucia, the three Sandals resorts, there's La Toc, which we did not get the chance to see. Then there's Halcyon, where we stayed, and then we went over last night and we visited the Grand. The Grand is more expensive, but it also is a little more modern and upscale feel to it. While the Halcyon, everyone in our group liked the Halcyon better, just because it's more quiet, more tropical. The hotel rooms are 1 to 2 story, while over at the Grand, it's a bigger lobby, more like an Atlantic City type feel, with hotel rooms which are maybe 4 or 5 stories high. So if you want something that's more of a tropical, intimate feel, stick with Halcyon. So that's my honest review of Sandals Halcyon here in St. Lucia. And we did a whole bunch of videos comparing the food, doing a resort tour, so how to get here, what the shuttle's like. So feel free to check out those videos which came out over the last couple of weeks. Until next time, safe travel.